What's happening, fellas? We have a special visitor today. It's my good friend Ted Smith.
Good morning, Ken. Good afternoon.
Ted is actually the president of the Yankee chapter of the Antique Motorcycle Club of America and also a benefactor of the museum. He's got a world-class collection of motorcycles in the museum, and he just added another absolute dime piece. I could drop the mic and walk away because the bike speaks for itself, but I'd like to hear some words from wisdom about Ted on how this thing looks like it just came out of the crate. Ted, how does this thing look? Did you do a frame up on this, or?
Oh yeah, frame off. Yeah, everything on the bike has been redone. I stumbled on this in a near basket case, and I had an original 1969 Bonneville as my first new bike. And when I saw this, I just had to bring it back. They run too well, they ride too well. They're just a magnificent machine. And I think it's in the 69. I think is the best year that Triumph ever built.
I would put you on the podium as one of the top 3 restoration experts in New England based on the bikes I've seen you do. And I know you don't do this for a living. This is kind of like your passion. You love doing it. But every bike I've seen you do looks like to me like a 100-point bike. Now, I'm sure you might be able to pick something because you're a judge, AMCA judge and president. You might find something that's not a 100-point. But just looking at it, it looks, like I said originally, like it just came out of the box. Like it was just shipped over from England.
It's been judged twice, and it's a 99-point plus bike.
I can see that.
But it's not yet a winner's circle because it needs to be judged one more time.
Okay, it will be a winner's circle bike.
It has the points.
It's absolutely stunning. Have you ridden it much since you put it together? Or?
Oh yeah.
I know none of your bikes are trailer queens. He rides even his $100,000 plus 20s and 30s BMWs are in the museum. Actually, he's even raced them. We have videos of him racing them, and you actually ride these bikes like they should be ridden, but you keep them in a pristine original shape. Guys, if you want to see this, it'll be on display at the New England Motorcycle Museum this winter. Thanks to Ted, this will be the highlight of our British and English section over there. So. The motor, is it stock bore or is that?
Everything on this that you can see is stock, but what you can't see is a high output alternator, electronic ignition.
Wow.
But I defy you to find them. So
with electronic ignition, the Prince of Darkness has been put on the back shelf?
Oh no, the Prince of Darkness sticks his head out once in a while. If it's a Lucas Electric, you can guarantee it'll be a problem.
But you don't have to worry about points or
no, you don't worry about
that
points,
issue.
And it'll run. It'll run with a dead battery.
Who did the re-chroming on it? The chrome is spectacular.
There's an outfit in Meriden called Bar Plating. They aren't cheap, but they do nickel plating, they do chrome plating, and their work is exquisite.
If you don't mind me asking, just in chrome plating, how much? It looks like a big investment.
Not that much on a Bonneville. I'd say about $700 worth of chroming.
That's money well spent. You really, to get that fresh out of the box look, the original chrome, at this point, the bike's what, 53 years old?
52, yeah.
Another beautiful job from Ted.
Thank you.
So what are your plans in the future? You got any rides planned on it? Or?
Well, this won't come out until spring, and it needs to be judged one more time to become in the winner's circle. So until then, I really won't ride it a lot.
When's the next big show you're going to show?
It'll be in the spring. I don't know, probably in Ole, Pennsylvania, or something like that.
Guys, if you want to go to one of the best vintage motorcycle events in the country, Ted has grown the national event. Tell us a little about the national event and what your plans are for next year. Do you have a site picked yet, or are you still up in the air? Okay, to be announced, but I can tell you, every event we've been at, there's some world-class bikes there. The AMCA has got some serious collectors that have every brand bike. That's the thing, A to Z. Japanese bikes, British bikes, American bikes, a little bit of everything. German bikes, of course. Ted's got some beautiful BMWs already on display here. Any words of wisdom to someone looking to take on a project like this?
Well,
patience.
First of all, restoring a bike, in my opinion, comes in one of two categories. One is to restore it to how it left the factory, and the other school is to restore it so it's your bike and it's a beautiful bike of yours. I'm totally in favor of both. I just choose to go back to original factory and then ride the hell out of them.
I think original factory, from an investment standpoint, is going to always retain more value if it ever had to be sold. The resto mods are pretty much I call them resto mods, and we do a lot of them here because we kind of get bored doing the same thing over and over. Especially with the dirt bikes, we put our touch on. So it's fun doing that too. And if you're not going to sell it, who cares? Do it the way you want it. This is
Make
the way
yourself
you want
happy.
it. So,
Yeah. But the AMCA will never condemn a resto mod. It'll never condemn a rust bucket. We just like old bikes, and we don't care what brand it is. We don't care what model it is. We just like old bikes.
and if you want support, there's no better group of guys than the AMCA. As far as if you're going to restore a bike, they know all the people in the industry. Like Ted knows where to get plating, painting, everything done. How does someone get involved with AMCA? How do they join? I know you have a website.
It's easy. Just go to amca.org, join there, and if you really want to spend an extra $10, join the yankeechapter.org. That's the local New England chapter.
That's one we're a member of. And if you want to see some kick-ass bikes and you want to get involved, join the club. You have a bunch of like-minded individuals. They usually do a ride at every event. So they actually take out bikes from the teens and 20s and zoom around in 30s and zoom around town on them, which is something to see.
Yeah, 2022, we will be holding a national meet again. And the national meet consists of an antique bike swap meet, and on one day there'll be field games where we take these old bikes out and do things like slow race and ride the plank and bite a hot dog. Plus we do a road ride of about 40 to 50 miles with old bikes. And the oldest bike I've seen go on that was a 1914 Harley.
Wow.
And that was a 40-mile around Litchfield County. But we'll be doing that again this year in 2022.
Guys, if you want to see some actual videos of the event, I did a nice video documenting some of the bikes and individuals that showed up there. Just type in on YouTube in the search engine Kaplan America, Antique Motorcycle Club of America, National Rally, and you'll see over the years I've done some nice videos that you may enjoy and will spark an interest. And they usually have camping. A lot of people come from all over the country and camp out there and
Camping's
spend
encouraged.
and camp
For
out all
members.
weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be a member to camp out. Anybody can visit, but if you want to camp or vend, you have to be a member.
And it's a great group of guys, like-minded individuals. It's a family-oriented event where you can bring the whole family. So,
Yeah,
Ted-
the nice thing about the Antique Club is when you talk about decarbonizing an engine, nobody rolls their eyes.
thanks for bringing this beauty to display here.
My pleasure.
And guys, come check it out. We're open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. This time of year. And just call for hours if you're coming in the spring or winter. Thanks for watching, and God bless America.